Not too long ago, we talked about Sony's recent fascination with censorship and how we as a society have finally lived to see the day where family-friendly Nintendo was more tolerant of lewd content than Sony, with certain games releasing uncensored on the former's platform while censored on the latter's platform. I never really understood why America was so uncomfortable about sex compared to a lot of other developed countries. When looking into it, religious beliefs are apparently the reason why, as conservatives are more terrified of sex than violence. I can see that being the case. Back home in the Philippines, a predominantly Catholic country, censorship reaches levels of complete and utter stupidity, where things like movies with the R rating still get censored even at the movie theaters. I do not miss that at all. But it's one thing when things like adult-themed Japanese-developed games get censored in America, it's another thing entirely and a cause for concern when they're being censored in Japan as well, which has been happening more and more lately. Although these recent censorship policies didn't come into play in time to affect Senran Kagura Burst Renewal in Japan, they were responsible for the intimacy mode being removed in the Western release of the game, and recently Senran Kagura series producer Kenichiro Takaki spoke out about the difficulties facing the current production of Senran Kagura 7 for the PS4. Recently, worldwide regulations regarding sexual depiction have been getting stronger, and in that respect we have to make games in a way that they aren't misunderstood. Certain things are harder than they've ever been before. That's what she said. Given that, I think the game is going to take some time. We covered other Japanese game developers speaking out about Sony's recent censorship tirade as well in a previous video, so it's not difficult to put two and two together to understand what Kenichiro is implying with his statement. So what the hell is Sony's problem exactly? Sony Interactive Entertainment Japan Asia President Atsushi Morita had this to say regarding the matter. Regarding the regulation of the depiction of content, it's simply a matter of matching global standards. This global standards line matches with Kenichiro's worldwide regulations line, but I have no idea what the hell this means. There are no global standards or worldwide regulations. Some countries are prudish and some aren't. Now, if it's a matter of matching Western standards, why the fuck would you want to do that? Why would anyone in their right minds make a conscious decision to regress? It makes no sense whatsoever. Countries in regressive states need to learn to evolve, not the other way around. But that stupidity is followed by the icing on the cake. As for the freedom of expression, we have to think about what might be unpleasant for children and shield them from those things while also thinking and assessing ways to find balance for that expression. What? Like, is this for real? Is he actually dead ass? Is think of the children really the best you've got? Is that really what we're going for here? Because that's what PEGI, ESRB, and other content rating systems are for, you twat. These content rating systems exist in order to be able to label games M for mature or restricted to a certain age and up, and prevents them from being readily available to children. And I understand that kids still manage to find a way to get their hands on these games despite these rating systems, but that's on the parents, dude. It's either the parents are fine with it, which, I mean, you know, a lot of parents are because it's 2018, or they're not doing a good enough job as a parent to prevent it from happening. I don't know, the part that pisses me off about it is it's not even like the content they're censoring comes anywhere near pornographic material, for instance, not even anywhere near softcore porn. In Sony's case, it doesn't even involve any actual nudity, just girls in underwear or bikinis for the most part. I joked about it in the last video, but are they really trying to tell me that Ellie's lesbian makeout session in The Last of Us 2 is fine, but the anime artwork equivalent of stuff you could see on the cover of Cosmopolitan magazines at any grocery store is not? The fuck is that about? Apparently California censorship specialists are to blame, and this regressive shit blows my mind. In a day and age where we have shows like Game of Thrones completely dominate the TV scene, and the porn industry generating more income for the US economy than Netflix does, censorship policies like the ones Sony are adhering to still manage to find a way to exist. Now, in the last video I talked about a push for signatures for a change.org petition started by Yagyu, a development partner of Marvelous Studios and an employee of Yggdrasil Studio, to combat Sony's new censorship policies in response to the Senran Kagura Burst Renewal situation. And recently we learned why these kind of things can end up mattering after all. Since that video, the petition has reached over 10,000 signatures and garnered a decent amount of media attention, which resulted in it being picked up by Sony's radar and Sony UK agreeing to speak with Yagyu to discuss the matter. Yagyu's statement on the petition reads as follows. "Hello friends, I'm about to talk with Sony UK next week. They can't fix the problem since they're not authorized to change something, but they're able to get in touch with the headquarters at least. I'll let them know what the problem is and why it's kind of important for the future, especially for the PS5 or similar products if they want to win the next console race again. So whether or not this will end up having any impact on Sony Japan Asia remains to be seen, but at the very least our concerns were at least heard, and I think that matters. That's why I think that if you believe in something, you should take the time and try to do something about it. It could be something as small as talking about it, or spreading the word, signing a change.org petition, or even starting one. These things can end up making an impact in the long run, and I'm not just talking about fan service. I know it's kind of a weird thing to get preachy about. It sounds like I'm talking about world peace or something. It's not that serious, but I don't know. I just don't agree with censorship at all. So even though it's a small little thing, fan service and all, it's still being attacked by something I don't believe in. So if I can do something about it, I will. That's all I'm saying. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and share this video with whoever you want to share with. If you're new around here, subscribe with notifications to be notified about all upcoming videos. I do these gaming news and discussion videos at least once a week, so make sure to subscribe and ring that bell to stay on top of that. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.